Real Radio. Paul Harper playing the tunes. There's the script, and it's as if I knew. Welcome to the studio this lunchtime, Mark and Danny.
How you doing, mate? Good to see you again.
How are you?
Very good.
I'm really good. Yeah, you just played The Man Who Can't Be Moved.
I know.
Sounds
like
great.
I knew you were coming in.
Yeah.
It's funny. Every time I see you,
It's always an awkward situation, isn't it?
always when we're lurking around the men's toilets.
Yeah, it's always weird. I was just answering. I was just calling a phone number on the thing, and you showed up. And I was like, "Oh, I need to get out here and act like I wasn't here at all."
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
George Michael's the same.
Yeah, well, I know.
And whenever I go through, there he is.
He just happens to be there. How weird.
We're doing I've never done an interview like this before. We're all standing up.
Standing up. We've been sitting down in the car arriving here, so we figured we'd.
Yeah, I'm all
Get the
jacked
Olympic
up on
spirit
coffee now, so I'm like,
Oh, really? You're hyper.
yeah, I gotta
Yeah.
get stand
Yeah.
up.
Now listen, that's just Glenn's at home.
Glenn's absent.
Yeah.
That's it. They're all going to start a rumour. Where's
That's
Glenn?
it.
He's got so good timing he didn't show up. You know, that's the drummer for you.
Yeah.
No, he went away on holidays and he went to New York, so we just let him kick it over there.
He did this last time.
Yeah,
Whenever you go on a promotional tour, Glenn
He goes on
always
holiday.
takes a holiday.
Yeah.
Huh.
Pretty.
Didn't
yeah.
realise that now. That I'll be looking at the.
That is why he's a
the
drummer. His
clock
time
in
is
and clock out.
perfect.
Thanks so much for taking a break from watching the Olympics.
Yeah, man, it's been
To
great.
come
though.
in here.
Have you
The
been
Olympics
enjoying
been
it?
Really good.
Yeah, I've been watching. Did you see the opening ceremony? What do you think went wrong with Paul McCartney?
I think it was just a simple case of a delay fallback on him. Once he said something, they were sending back the.
What's that? Sorry, I don't put to
Well,
an idiot.
basically,
What's
what
that?
would happen is sometimes if you're sitting all the way back in an arena watching somebody perform, by the time it takes their sound to reach you is a couple of seconds.
Okay.
So they have to delay those times all the way down the arena. So what happened was that delayed time came back first. And
So
that's
all
what
you
we
hear
heard.
is "Hey Jude," and then it goes on
Hey
"Hey
Yeah.
Jude, Hey
Yeah.
Jude."
And then
So you're
they
getting
fixed
two
it.
microphones, one where
But
he
to
is
be
and one at
honest,
the end of the
it was
actual.
a
stereo.
2.5 hour show.
Nightmare.
2.5 hour show, an hour prep before they walked on, and that was the only mistake in the whole thing. Was
I
a one
know.
line. There was nothing.
But I felt so sorry for him because I
He's
thought
a
this is the
professional.
biggest.
Yeah.
What was it, 1 billion people?
Yeah.
What's the biggest one you've ever played?
Over 1 billion people. Yeah, to the MTV Asia, there was over 1 billion people watching.
Yeah, that was massive.
And I made an even bigger mistake.
What'd you do,
I
Danny?
just sang out a tune for the whole song. At least he got in after a few seconds.
Yeah, at least he got into
Took
you
me a
after a
whole
line.
song to try and pull it back in.
But surely, though.
No, when as you said, like what went wrong with Paul McCartney? Nothing ever goes wrong with Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
So even if it went right, it was like
It was fine.
great.
It's Paul McCartney, man. That's all it is. It's good.
And I've been cheering on, everyone that's doing their thing.
Yeah.
Today it's the young diver boy that all the,
They're all there
Girls are-
putting the pressure on.
The young diver boy.
do you know the one?
Yeah,
the Tom
like
Daley?
you should be in One Direction.
He should be in One
in fairness, hopefully you swim in One Direction tonight. You might win something.
It's a back crawl. If you were to pick an Olympic sport, this is a question from Gemma, who messaged in from Dublin, listening there. Hi to
Yeah.
everyone listening.
Yeah.
And hi to Caitlin and Michaela, who are standing outside listening
Hello,
right now.
hey guys.
What Olympic sport would you do?
Well, it's kind of interesting that there's loads of new sports coming in this year. I think being able to drink whiskey and do anything after it is a feat. So I'll challenge any man.
Drink whiskey at the Olympics. That would be a good, like,
There has to be a
darts
game
should
which
be.
you get drunk. Miyagi said it out himself, when he was teaching the kid how to do karate. He got him a little bit messed up, a little bit drunk, sent him out. If you can fight when you're drunk, you can fight when you're sober. I do buy into that Miyagi myth. So
Mr.
if he can
Miyagi.
come in and do anything, it's to change the Olympics. Just on one event. Couple of drunk guys trying to walk in a straight line.
There was an Olympic drinking game.
Was there?
Yeah, I've got it
See,
here.
this is what I'm talking
It was
about.
for the
It's
opening
already on.
ceremony, right? This, if you were playing and watching, if there was a close-up of Usain Bolt, you had to finish your drink.
Oh, that's cool.
If James Bond did a stunt, you had to do 2 fingers of a drink.
Oh, wow.
If an animal escaped or like did the toilet, you had to do 4 fingers of a
I
drink.
saw a couple of sheep there. There must have been some poo.
Yeah.
Every time they mentioned the Beijing Olympics, you have to finish your drink.
Oh, no.
You'd be
That's
like
very
broken
cool.
after
Oh, yeah,
5
you would.
minutes.
You're dead.
Yeah,
Dead
straight away.
smashed.
I'm going to go for the Scripts new song after the break here at Real Radio. It's really great. We were playing it the other day for
Thank
the
you.
first time.
Thank you.
No, it's not for
That's
the first
called,
time.
yeah,
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame, not for the
Different
first
song.
time.
We played it for the first time.
Yeah.
It's called Hall of Fame. And it's coming up next. It's with Will I Am. Great story behind this song. On the way on Real Radio.
Paul Harper on the All Request.
For the first time in the studio with me today, Danny and Mark.
How you doing, guys?
I'm loving how we're getting a little sing-along to the tracks.
Don't give up on me, baby. Yeah.
Since you did the voice, Danny, do you find that people are now coming up to you going, hey, I know you're just going there, but can I just quickly do a little audition? Can you tell me? Does that happen?
It does actually, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
like Velcro for demo tapes. people are just like, oh my god, my kid can sing, or oh, he's only 3, but look, do you think he has potential? There's a lot.
The good thing is that we do have a system in place as a band to make sure we listen to everything. We really do, because one thing we have is that we do like to. We're really passionate about young talent and new talent,
new music
being discovered. So there is only one way of doing it, is by getting through all the tapes and all the CDs that come in. So we do eventually listen to everything, you know.
Do you know? Thinking back, like, to the first time I ever saw you live,
Thinking back to the corner where you first saw us.
it was at Hampden.
Yeah.
Before Take That.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a lot of years ago now.
Yeah, a long time ago.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
So Take That, really, I mean, that. Do you think back to that as a big launch pad that exposed you to many more people?
It was. Well, the thing was, I think more important than exposing us to more people was the tip of the hat from Take That. But at the same time, we walked off the Take That stage straight onto the U2 stage. There was not a band, in my opinion, at that time that could walk onto a Take That stage, walk off and straight on stage with U2. And I loved that we were allowed to do that as a band. The public didn't blink an eye at it. They just thought it was cool, you know.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was really
I mean,
cool.
take that. We're definitely, you know, Gary gave us a big hand on that tour, you know, to actually allow us to kind of experience those stadiums for ourselves. And, you know, our tour now, we're going to be hitting a lot of those same spots, and it's amazing. And, you know, really warms the heart to know that our fans, the music obviously has gotten us there, but our fans, you know, they're the real ones who've been holding us on their shoulders throughout all the albums. And, you know, when we walk on stage on our next tour, they're going to be walking on with us because they were the reason why we're there, you know.
We've got a really exciting bit of news about the tour coming up before the end of the interview. Did you give the guys, Danny, a shot in the chair when you press the button it turns round?
You know, he was really miserable with that. I never had one shot at that chair, which
Mark,
I'm really hurt about.
Kidding me?
He didn't turn around for me. How about that?
I let the guys audition for me, you know, little did I know, but they put the script on in between two singers, and I was like, it was really
And I don't get
embarrassing. I didn't turn
picked.
around, so we couldn't show it. I'm only joking. Look at that.
I thought we got the best word list ever.
That would have been a good one.
Do you know if you pressed it once, right, it turned you round to face the front?
Yeah.
If you pressed it again, did it reset it?
I'm telling you, I wish it did sometimes, because you turn around and, you know, in fairness, some of them had only faces a mother could love. So you kind of wish, like, as soon as you turn around, you're like, I wish it just went back around again. That would be a cool design, you know, for the next one.
Are you going to do next year?
I'd love to, yeah, if they had me back, yeah. Apparently, I cursed too much on there's about, you know, half an hour of me just like straight like effing and blinding and beeping and stuff, yeah.
Like an outtakes.
Yeah, outtakes. So there's more people working on editing me out than there was making those bloody chairs.
So if you stop swearing, you did it there. The bloody chairs.
Those bloody chairs.
So if you stop swearing, then you'll be on.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, certain things aren't curse words to us, so this was the real problem.
If they'll have me effing back,
to draw
I'll
the
be
line.
sitting in the effing chair.
Let's go for the new song. It's with will.i.am.
Yeah.
So how was the conversation? Sitting in between takes. Hey, you want to do a tune, or was it something?
It was a case of actually really organic. Dan got to know Will over the course of the voice, obviously, and we were also in the midst of writing album 3 as a band. So Danny was coming in and out the studio and going back to BBC to do the voice, and Will was just hearing song after song, and he really attached himself to this song, Hall of Fame, and wanted to be part of it. And as a result of it, it's done in true duet style, which is really cool for us, because we didn't like the idea of a guy coming on just in the middle 8. He's singing line for line with Danny. It's really cool.
I'm going to press go right now and play the new tune.
And he marks the set. Go.
We are on. Here's the script and Hall of Fame on Real Radio. And coming up next, we're going to tell you about the tour.
Cool.
Here's the script and Hall of Fame in the studio and on the air this lunchtime. Paul Harper playing the tunes. Danny and Mark are in. And the new album is called Number 3, and it's out September 10th, and that single's
That's
out
right,
September 3rd. Okay.
It's out actually September 2nd.
Oh, because
I know the name of the album is the 3rd.
Yeah.
Album 3. 33 and a third.
Oh, that's confusing. Did you do that to confuse me?
It's definitely yes. It's definitely you've gone cross-eyed. It's September 2nd is the single out, and then the album's the 10th.
We spoke about the tour. It's a world tour.
Yes.
How long will you be away from home?
It's usually around 8 months, 9 months we're away from home. And that's starting off usually in the UK, takes us around the world. Normally twice. We circle twice.
And who gets the air miles?
We do.
Yeah, we do.
Do
Thank
you?
God.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
not the record company or anything.
So how many air miles? How many good flights could you go now?
A lot.
At this stage, because none of us have. I haven't cashed in.
I
on
have
any of
now
mine.
and then. I have
you?
cashed in now and then. Yeah.
I could literally buy a house on mine. In fact, I'm
Yeah.
going to buy a country and enter myself into the Olympics.
There's
I'm going
loads
to
of
walk
countries
out, a little
there.
flag, me walking out in between Uruguay and United Arab Emirates is
I
me.
would love that. Dannyland.
Yeah.
Dannyland.
It's just like Disneyland but broken.
Oh, so
Yeah, but none of the rides work.
Just empty.
Dannyland sounds like quite a sad little place.
Yeah, no one
All
shows up for
deserted.
Dannyland.
Yeah.
It's got one chair from The Voice and that's it, and no contestants at all.
The chair doesn't even spin.
It doesn't spin. It's terrible.
So when are the ticket details going on up for the tour?
Actually, around the same time as our album releases, our album comes out on September 10th, so we're announcing the dates around the same
Literally
day.
a week later, yeah. So go on the website, go on Twitter, whatever you want.
And there'll definitely be Scottish ones, yeah, because
Oh, of course.
Gaga snubbed us.
No
and
way.
We'd have loved her to have her here. I think there's a lot of concerts maybe haven't come because we've had the Olympic football at Hampden, so maybe they can't put it on the pitch.
Okay.
We had Madonna though; she was here a couple of weeks ago.
We
That's a
will
big show.
play here if there's a venue open or not. We'll play somewhere.
We'll play here first.
Don't
We'll be
you
here
worry.
first. Yeah, no,
Don't
I
you
can't say
worry.
that,
We'll be
but
here.
no, we honestly have had some of the best shows we've ever had in our lives here.
Yeah,
I
it's
really,
an-
really
it's a-
mean
it's
that.
a-
You know,
it's an
even
amazing
from,
place to play for any band. I'm sure they all say it when they come here. It really is, though. You know, it's a
they
great
do.
place.
These are very like, honestly, you're very like the Irish crowds as well. You know, drunk, rowdy.
rowdy.
You know,
Except
Put it
Ringus
in your
don't buy a
wallet
drink
when-
back.
Yeah.
Hey, great having you in the script. On
Thanks,
Radio
thanks,
Radio
man.
today.
Thanks to everyone as well for
I
for
tweeted you,
putting
by
us
the
here.
way. You got to check that photograph out.
I'm going to put it on Facebook right
Nice.
now. It's well funny.
Paul Harper on the All Request Workday.
With filling